Hello everyone, welcome to Sam's Science View channel. In today's video, we are going to listen to a science fact: why tight clothes fashion friendly but not always health friendly. Before getting into the video, please watch this entire video, and if you have any clarifications regarding science and its field, you can clarify it and get it rectified through this channel. Now let's get into the video. People usually prefer wearing tight clothes for plenty of different reasons. You too might enjoy following the latest fashion trends, or maybe you just favor tight clothing over loose fitting garments. It's also pretty common to prefer tight clothes while working out. They don't get in the way, so they provide greater ease of movement. There is nothing wrong with wearing tight clothes, of course, no matter what body shape you have. But while clothes that hug your body can look and feel great, too tight clothing can have some negative health effects too. So, how tight is too tight, we think? Clothes can hug the body and still feel comfortable, but when they start to cause physical discomfort, you have likely reached the realm of too tight. In other words, too tight is pretty subjective. What feels tight to someone else may feel completely fine to you. Tight clothing can restrict your freedom of movement. Breathing can level off if the chest cannot move physiologically, says a physiotherapist, Oti Mers. Possible consequences are concentration problems and headaches as the brain no longer be optimally supplied with oxygen. Whether it's skinny jeans or a tight fitting blouse, the clothes that we like the most are unfortunately not always the most comfortable ones. However, does it actually harm the body to wear tight clothes regularly? Until the 20th century, tight clothes in the Western world largely took the form of corsets. These infamous undergarments were popular because they made the waist appear smaller through tight lacing. Women greatly compromised on their health for this body look because the pressure of corsets deformed the lungs and stomach and intestines, sometimes even shifting them within the body. However, the good news still is that with skinny jeans, shapewear, and other tight clothing items, there is no need to fear such enormous health risks. The pressure caused by tight trousers is not relevant for the abdominal organs and digestion, says Ivo Kreb, a specialist in internal medicine based in Germany. But can you breathe deeply enough in a tight outfit? Probably it's not possible. Tight clothing can still lead to massive discomfort, especially because of the pressure it exerts on the body. In the chest, for example, wearing a bra that is too tight can cause pain that is mistakenly interpreted as heart pain or lung pain. Tight trousers can also cause tension in the back. This is due to the fact that sitting upright is hardly possible with a pinched waistband. The result can be a hunched sitting posture, which in turn promotes back pain. Tight clothes also can have undesirable side effects for another reason. The air cannot circulate, which leads to heat accumulating under the fabric. This makes it difficult for the sweat to evaporate through the skin and cool the body after a workout. In the worst case, heat accumulation can also lead to the body overheating, which becomes noticeable through circulation problems. That's why experts say it's important to take off any sweaty clothes straight after exercise, especially if they are tight fitting. The genital area can be affected too because of it. The heat caused by tight clothing can affect the genital area as well, both in men and women. In order for testicles to function optimally and produce sperm, they need an environment that is slightly cooler than body temperature, which is why they are outside the body. Heat buildup in tight trousers, however, can impair the production of sperm cells in the testicles. At the same time, vaginal fungal infections can also be brought on by clothing that is too tight. Yeast of the Candida family are present in the vagina but are normally kept in check by the low pH level there, explains a gynecologist Christian Albring. But they multiply when the pH in the vagina rises or even when the skin barrier is no longer intact. Fungi also like tight clothing outside the intimate area. Dermatophytes, for example, are skin fungi that can always be found on the skin in small numbers. They like to multiply in a moist and air locked environment, especially in warm skin folds. So, there comes a question: can tight clothes cause any specific health issues? Common issues that crop up when wearing overly tight clothing include irritation and pain. You might also notice marks where clothing constricts and squeezes your skin. But can tight clothes cause other health issues and problems? In some cases, they might cause it. We'll see one by one. First, gastrointestinal trouble. Registered dietitian Mitchell Rauch points out that tight clothing, including neckties, can worsen gastrointestinal disorders like irritable bowel syndrome, Crohn's disease, and gastroesophageal reflux disease. Tight fitting clothes have the capacity, when too tight, to put additional stress on the stomach and intestines. This can worsen symptoms like acid reflux and heartburn. Over the long term, repeated acid reflux can lead to more serious conditions like esophagitis, which can make swallowing painful and difficult. And if you have a condition that causes bloating like IBS, tight clothing may negatively impact your digestion and make symptoms worse. So, you must avoid it. Next, yeast infections. Wearing tight pants, pantyhose, or shapewear can also lead to yeast infections in people with vulvas. Tight clothing often has little breathability for one. The risk for infection increases if you sweat in your clothing or don't change moist workout gear or swimwear promptly. We can have a word of caution that if you do get recurring yeast infections, don't automatically blame it on sweaty workout clothes and pop into the pharmacy to grab an at home yeast infection treatment. Don't blame the clothings, but you change yourself from that tight clothings. Next, bacterial vaginosis and trichomoniasis both have similar symptoms. Unlike yeast infections, though these typically require prescription treatment and it's virtually impossible to tell which infection you have without visiting a doctor. A healthcare professional can offer more insight on the causes of recurring yeast infections and recommend helpful treatments. So, you have to consult better a doctor for this cause. Next is nerve entrapment. A 2013 review trusted source suggests tight clothing can cause a type of spinal nerve compression called meralgia peristhetica. This condition can cause numbness, tingling, and pain in the side of your thigh. So, next is workout performance. According to a 2020 study from the University of Toronto, tight, revealing workout gear may hamper athletic performance in women. It's important to note that the study assumes all women are less comfortable in tight, revealing clothing, which certainly isn't true. Plus, researchers gave participants cognitive tasks to perform, not athletic ones. The researchers ultimately concluded that while there is nothing wrong with tight workout gear, it might not boost your performance like brands say it will. That said, if you feel most comfortable working out in tight workout clothes, go for it. After all, in specific settings like yoga classes, loose clothing might actually interfere with your workout. So, better avoid wearing tight clothes, but usually wear the tight clothes if you are very comfortable and avoid it wearing it. Next is breast cancer. A 2016 study suggested that there is a link between wearing a tight bra for many hours a day and greater risk of breast cancer. But correlation doesn't mean causation. In other words, there is no evidence to suggest tight bras actually cause cancer. In fact, the official stance of the American Cancer Society trusted source is that bras don't cause cancer or impact your breast cancer risk. Of course, it's always best to wear a bra that fits properly since too tight bras can lead to chafing, irritation, neck, shoulder, and chest pain. A bra that fits will feel comfortable and it won't dig into your skin or poke at you. So, now the things to be kept in mind is that occasionally wearing tight clothes likely won't lead to significant health problems. If you like a fitted look, you don't have to give it up. That said, if you repeatedly wear clothing that restricts blood flow and digestion or compresses your nerves, you may end up facing more lasting effects. Still, a few key signs of too tight clothing might include red marks on your skin, pressure marks, skin irritation, numbness or tingling, difficulty breathing, restricted movement. What type of clothes might have these effects? How to identify it? Any garment that's too tight can lead to discomfort and potential health effects. Some common culprits include tight pants or jeans, including workout leggings or skinny jeans, belts, bras, both regular and sports styles, shapewear, tights, and pantyhose, corset style tops. So, how to set a rules to dress by is that you are probably just fine if your favorite form fitting clothes feel as good as they look. On the other hand, it's probably a better option to pass on clothing that digs into your skin and causes other discomfort, pain, or irritation. So, how to conclude is that body hugging clothings, that is, too tight clothing, can boost your confidence, create a sleeker appearance, and help you move more freely during exercise. But keep in mind, though, that while tight clothes can highlight your body's natural shape, they can't change your body. In some cases, constricting clothing can lead to nerve damage or worsen existing medical problems like reflux. Do a mental body scan from time to time to check for discomfort and other signs of too tight clothing. If you are unable to draw a full breath, for example, it may be time to consider swapping outfits. So, my best solution is that wear clothes that feel good for you, but I prefer wearing loose fitting clothes because it gives you comfort and it gives the blood circulation throughout the body and the nerve impulses work normally, and it helps the digestive system to work properly. And what I suggest is that personally wear loose fittings, and if you prefer, avoid wearing tight clothings. So that's it for today's video. I hope so you got some scientific facts related to this tight fittings, why it is being a trending fashion friendly but not always health friendly. And if you have any science related quiz and doubts, you can clarify it through this channel. We'll meet in the next Science Fact Treasury series. Until then, it's goodbye from Sam. Take care.